Hey, good morning. Welcome to assignment 9.2, taking notes for the analytical report. I wanted to give you a little video narration of how to accomplish this worksheet because it really is an important part of the planning that you'll do for your research paper. It's the document that will really form the backbone of the information that you provide in your report. So we want to make sure that this is done as correctly and as specifically as possible. So on this sheet we've got 4 columns. The source, this is where your bibliographic information will be recorded. The crop score, you want to put down on the score here that you generated when you looked at how credible and relevant the source was. The research question column helps you keep track of what part of the paper you are taking notes for. And then the notes section is the noted information either in quoted form or in paraphrased form. That's the information that you want to take from the text. So for this assignment, you're just going to read your sources fully, you're going to fill out these columns, and then record the notes or the information that you want to use in your report. Now that part isn't very difficult, and what I really wanted to get at in this video was how to use the Microsoft Word Manage Sources feature so that you can put your sources in Microsoft Word and have it keep track of them for you so that you can automatically generate your in-text citations and your bibliography references. So I'm just going to demonstrate that for you to give you a hand with that. I'm going to go up to the top menu bar and click on Home, and this is where we normally start. This is what it looks like as you're just typing along. So when you want to use the source feature, you slide over to the References tab and click the References tab. Now let's say you already found a source that you wanted to use and take notes on. Before you even begin, we're going to record that source in Microsoft Word so that it can keep track of that source for us. So you click on Manage Sources, and you'll see in this master list I already have some sources in here that I've begun with. Yours will be blank when you come in here. So if we're going to record a new source, we go to the New button, we click that up, and it will give us a window with some fields that we can type our information into. Now the first thing to do is to figure out what type of source you have. And I already know that I have, on my other screen that we'll see in just a minute, I have a website. So I'm going to click on Website, and it will give me all the fields that I need for a website. And then I have to just go and start to find my information that goes into these fields. So I'm going to click back to my web page that I have ready to go here. And this is the one that I want to take some information for. So I know that I need a few things. First thing I need is the author's name. And the author is here, Margaret Proctor. So I'm going to go back to my screen and type in the author's name. Okay, and then I need the name of the web page. So my memory's not good. I have to click back to it. And the title is Taking Notes from Research Reading. So click back. That's the name of the web page because the web page is the document we're using. Now let's go back and get the name of the website. And the name of the website is usually the name of the whole thing, which in this case is University of Toronto Writing. So, blink back, name of website. Alright, then it is asking for the last date of update. That's what the year, month, and day are. So, again, I have to go look for that, see what we can find. Usually the dates are at the top of the page. If not, I'm going to go look at the bottom of the page, and I don't see an update date here, which is fine because a lot of web pages don't have those dates. So if they don't, you need to, in your fields, just leave them blank. But we do have the access date, because the access date is the day that you are in the website, the last day. So that's today for us. So we'll put in 2015, and today is October 24th. And the last thing we need is the URL. So I'm going to go back to my page. I'm going to copy the URL, and I'm going to go back to my page and paste that in. The last thing I need to do is look at this tag name at the bottom. Now this is the nickname of the page or the resource that's going to come up in that list when I add the citation. So I kind of remember these by author's name, so I'm just going to call this Proctor as the tag name. That's my nickname. That'll help me remember what source that is. So I'll click on OK, and what that did, as you notice, is it put it in this current list over here. So that means that it's going to show up when I ask it to insert a citation. So once I do that, I'm going to close my Source Manager window, and I am ready to start taking notes from that source. So to start it, I'm going to go up to Insert Citation, and you'll see my list is here, and there's my Margaret Proctor information. So I'm going to click there, and that's going to blink in here a in-text citation for that source, and that is all it is, just the last name. APA and for the in-text just requires that and a date, like in this one shows the date. But remember that this particular site didn't have a date for us, so we will just leave that blank. So I remember the crop score. I like this one. That one had a 24, and the research question was, how do you take notes for your paper? That's the research question I'm working with. And then the last thing I need to do then is to find the notes that I actually want from that site. So if I blink back over there, I can take the piece that I want. Let's say I want this piece right here. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to go back to my document and blink it in. Now, I need a couple of things. This is a direct quotation. So first thing I need to do on a direct quotation is list the author. So according to Margaret Proctor of the University of Toronto. I still have a problem in university. I'll just take care of that quick. There we go. I'm going to put a comma there, and then I'm going to indicate that this is a quotation by putting the direct quotation mark in there and at the end. So that completes that particular note. Now, if I had more from that website, which I probably would because it is good according to my crop score, I would use these successive lines to put in the different notes, remembering to also include what research question I'm working on. So that, in a nutshell, is how to do assignment 9.2. So when you're finished, save a copy of it and upload it back to the assignment. We're going to be working with this worksheet next week as well because we do have more sources that we'll use for the paper. So take notes from 4 sources for this assignment, and then we'll conclude this assignment for next week. So let me know if you have any questions. Have a good week.